wrist,
Yes.
and your ankle. Double or single on your ankle?
Single.
A single on your ankle. And you sleep with them at night?
I sleep with the ones on my wrist and my foot at night,
Okay.
not this one.
No. Okay, so when you sleep with the magnets, what do you notice? Sleep better? What happens with
I don't
process?
have pain and I don't have cramps because I blew an L4 disc, and so I've got muscles in my left leg that just don't work right. And if I wear the magnets, I don't get cramps.
How long, when you don't wear your magnets, do you start feeling the discomfort?
I don't know, I haven't taken that long.
So you prefer not, let me just a couple of hours? Let me take them for a couple of hours. Would you notice anything different by then?
Yes.
And you'd notice something?
Yeah, and the other thing I'll notice is it not only changes that, but it changes the vasculature because I'm checking my blood sugar every morning.
Mm-hmm.
And if I have the magnets on, I will check my blood sugar in one leg one day and the next other leg the other day.
Mm-hmm.
If the magnets are on, the blood flow is the same.
Mm-hmm.
Even though neurologically they're not. And so before, without the magnets, I would have a hard time getting any blood out of my left leg.
Regardless of what leg you put the magnets on.
No, just before magnets.
So before magnets, you can't, it's hard to extract blood.
Yeah, it's hard to test my blood sugar.
And with the magnets, it's,
It's the same with my right leg.
wow. And how long have you had these things on since when we first met?
Since, I don't know, for 2-3 years.
Okay. So what is it like when you tell other people about this? I mean, what do they say to you when you try to convince them of what it feels like?
I have several friends that I have given magnets to. And one lady I gave, it was an old friend of mine. And so I took a picture of her. We were out with friends before magnets. And then I took a picture of her face 10 minutes later. It's like she had a facelift.
No.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
And should she see it?
She won't go without them.
So when you try to get your magnets back, because
No.
you didn't sell them to her, you just
No.
let her borrow them.
No, yeah.
And she won't,
No, she won't give them back.
that's a friend.
Yeah.
Why not? Exactly, very nice. And other people, is there any people that doubt this science?
No, I have another doctor friend who's 82. Andrew Lovey was the first DO that was drafted into the Army as a doctor in 1964. And so he joined the 101st Airborne. He's a Jewish guy because his relatives were saved from Auschwitz by the 101st Airborne.
Wow.
So he was a battlefield surgeon in Vietnam, and his hobby is marathon running. 24 hours, 48 hours running.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
At 82.
That's incredible.
Whoa.
And then he does clinics at these marathons.
Sure.
And so he hurt his shoulder, and I put magnets around his wrist. And then he hurt his foot, and I put magnets around his ankle, and he won't give them up either. And he's still doing the marathons.
Oh, amazing.
Good for
So
him.
there is benefit. But what's the overall benefit? What is it, scientifically, what does it do? Do you understand what the physiology of what magnets do in assisting the flow or the energy?
Yeah, it has to do with the circular flow of the magnets creating more blood flow and more nerve flow.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have studies that show if you inject isotopes into the brain, they end up at the end of the nerves.
Mm-hmm.
And we did that work in Kirksville in the 60s.
You were saying something about the testing that you've done with and without the magnets at the university. You were talking about what the magnets did that maintained something with the energy flow.
Yeah.
And then it maintains, there's a terminology.
Oh, well, cranial sacral wise, we call it primary respiration, which is the motion of the nervous system between the brain and the sacrum that goes down the spinal cord. And so when I'm teaching these cranial courses, I always wear my magnets because it makes my cranial rhythmic impulse, which is the name of this impulse, at a higher rate. And when I take the magnets off, they can feel the rate slow down.
You're able to test this.
Yeah. Yeah, with multiple different people
Right.
on my head.
So basically, some of the side benefits is the cognitive process, thinking process, the flow of thought.
Well, depending on how much you've drank.
Yeah, no, I mean, if we don't.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And when you don't have them, it's a little difficult to process.
It's just that you're tireder.
Yeah, you got it. And especially in your work, you put a lot of hours, long hours.
Yeah.
And so, great.
Yeah.
So, you have any questions for Carmen in the meantime? So, can we borrow for a couple of hours?
No.
You won't let me just...
Hell no.
Half an hour. I want to see
Hell
the
no.
picture. You won't let me just...
Hell no.
Half an hour. I want to see
Hell
the
no.
picture.